Hey everyone, it's Jane McLeod from Capstone Leadership Solutions. I'm here today to introduce you to another one of our Just Start positive communication standards. And this one is all about teach back. And I just want to open this particular live presentation to say that 200 people a day are harmed by medical errors. 200. We are creating safe patient care tactics, but we're not doing enough. Patient harm, medical harm, is the third leading cause of death in America. I wore black for a week when I heard this. This is just awful to me that cancer and cardiac disease kill more than medical harm, but medical harm is third. So our patients are saying that we don't do enough to educate them to make sure that they are skilled and competent to care for themselves at home. They state to us that they leave not understanding their discharge instructions or not understanding what we meant when we said that they had to now care for themselves. So the way we've always taught patients is getting us nowhere, and it's time to try something new. And the something new is a tactic called teach back. Studies have shown that between 40 and 80% of medical information is incorrectly heard, is incorrectly absorbed, and that in some disease conditions, more than 40% of our patients make mistakes after they go home. So I'll start over. Well, babe, she comes to the door. You're not paying attention to her. Come here, Agatha. Here. Except for she barked. Well, put her in the kennel. Sweet Jesus. Take two. And there's my printer. Hi, it's Jane McLeod from Capstone Leadership Solutions. I'm here with you live today to talk about a very important positive communication standard, and that's teach back. And I'll just open this live by saying that there are still 200 people a day harmed from medical errors, that we've done so much. Think about it. If you've been in healthcare as long as I have, imagine everything that we have done on a daily, weekly, monthly, annually basis to make our patients safer, but it still isn't enough. In fact, medical harm is the third leading cause of death in America. Cancer, cardiac disease, and then us. I swear I wore black for a week when I heard that statistic. It's horrifying. Our patients are saying that we don't do enough, that they don't understand what it is we're trying to tell them, that they go home not truly knowing how to care for themselves. So the way that we've always taught patients is really getting us nowhere, because statistics tell us that between 40 and 80% of information that we give patients while they're under our care is incorrectly learned, incorrectly heard, incorrectly absorbed. And that 40% of patients with a chronic illness sustain significant risk because they misunderstand their instructions. And I could tell you story after story after story, some in my own family, to tell you that that is absolutely the truth. So, this, as with the rest of the patient communication videos, has a what not to do. And one of the things I'd like to point out about Teach Back is, first of all, it's not just for clinicians. that someone who doesn't understand their medical bill needs teach back. It's not just for nurses, it's not just for physicians, that other clinicians like our rehab friends, our lab friends, our radiology friends, they all need teach back as a positive communication standard for the way they do their work. A phlebotomist drawing a blood sample on somebody who's on a blood thinner, right? It's like, please hold pressure. The reason why is, can you tell me how long you have to hold this pressure, right? So something else that we've had several of our partner organizations do is that when they rolled out Teach Back, they decided they were just going to do it in one instance of the patient experience, that they were only going to do it on discharge. They were only going to do it with one specific teaching opportunity. And really, we've had great success with those partner organizations that have just went big bang, all out. Every time you instruct a patient or family member in anything, you ask them to report it back, to repeat it back to you. So what are the barriers for this? Well, of course, the barriers are that our clinicians, our employees who are using this, they don't want to make the patient feel stupid. By asking a patient, can you please repeat back to me what I just taught you, makes you feel as though you're quizzing them. And as with all of the positive communication standards, you really need to develop your own language, your own words. You are not a robot. No one's asking you to be. So instead of potentially making patients feel dumb, which is what you feel, it's got to be about you instead of about them. So that I know that I've done a great job teaching you how to give yourself your insulin injections, or how to take this new medication, or how to give your baby this new medication. I want to make sure I've done a great job teaching you that. Can you tell me how you would do this when you got home? Can you tell me what you've learned from me? Because if I missed a point, I want to make sure I reteach it to you. The second barrier or pushback that you might get is that there is a perception that this takes more time. That's not true at all. You know what it takes more time? Readmitting someone in congestive heart failure that you just discharged last week. Consoling family members for their third ER visit in a week because their dad keeps having hypoglycemic episodes. That's what takes a lot of time. This doesn't take any time. And your patients may feel that upon discharge, hey, I just want to get out of here. Tap, tap, tap. I got a family member waiting outside for me. I've been in this hospital for 9 days. I haven't seen the light of day. I'm not listening to you, and they're not listening to you, which is why it's really important for us to employ teach back in every teaching situation that we do. Another barrier that you may encounter is if you force people to extensively document teach back. No, right? It's got to be easy peasy. It's got to be the simplest thing that your people do all day long. So we have some great acronyms. We have some great ways for you to put teach back in place. Join us. Go to our website, www.capstoneleadership.net. Scroll down, click on the Just Start Solutions, and we would love to talk to you about how to put this in place. Thanks. Have a great day.